Because the direction is giving direction.
Yeah. Action. So, good evening all. Thanks for your time. So, today we are going to see about a system which has had a tremendous change in the banking sector. So, we will just go through that particular system which has brought in a new generation in the banking sector. So, can anyone say what this core banking system core stands for? Anyone can say what is core? We all know, we have heard about this core banking system in our banking technology.
Core basically
Basic. Expansion of core. So in CBS it's core banking solutions. So like that, what core stands for?
complete
Okay, we'll just see through. So it is centralized online real-time exchange. So I think people got the first word right. So what this basically means is that all the application data stored in the centralized data. When a customer walks in to do a deposit, he can do transaction at any time. So there are two branches it is associated with. One is home branch and another is transaction branch. Home branch is nothing but the branch at which he owns the account number is called home branch, and the branch at which he is doing his transaction is called transaction branch. So before the CBS was
how many slides is that?
So same question to you. What is, I just went through what is core stands for, and I just started my.
Maybe you can
guess. You can also guess what is core stands for.
We all guessed it. What can you guess?
Yes, centralized online reporting.
English. Got the first two words right. It's centralized online real-time transaction.
Real-time.
Yeah. So real-time.
And we have discussed about the home branch and transaction branch.
So the home branch at which the customer owns the account number, and the transaction branch or host branch at which you can do transaction at any particular branch.
Why do you need, when we all say it's all ATMs or anywhere bank?
Correct.
But in that context, why does this segregation? Is it for the internal side and is for system purposes or for the reason?
Still to identify the address of the customer and to have the base points. This is actually the base points where the account has got open. See, this is purpose. Sir, it is to identify because the KYC everything has come out later. So late. To which your account is
linked.
Yeah, I got it. He used the word SOE. We understand the numbers, we don't understand numbers.
because that home branch can be identified by the account number also.
No, in this case, my point is simple. The KYC, all things are all of one kind of course. When we do a segregation between home branch and transaction branch, is there any basis that we have come to? Or is it going to be explained later? So then I know.
Yeah, basically that if you look at the public sector bank and the private sector bank, so for most of the services, still the bank insists for us to go to the same branch. Where we open the account, where our documents are there, where the KYC can be verified easily and the services, all the service requests can be attended easily. So that is the reason for mentioning the home branch. And if you look at the private sector bank or retail banks now, they are not the home branch or the transaction branch. It's every bank.
See, one of the issues which especially some of the banks have faced, and that is why they have insisted on home branch transactions as well as other bank transactions restricted. For example, if you walk in some of the banks, they very clearly say that certain transactions cannot be done in a third party location.
And there's a limit also.
Yeah.
Okay, budget clearing and then the transaction limit at the cash teller level. So ICC bank in this case, they are restricted to the city where the home branch is.
And basically they also want you to charge some money.
Correct.
So when you want to do transactional at the home branch, there should be some charge. Otherwise, if we really have a system point of view, it is okay. Even if you don't differentiate much, you can still do the transaction. Because now what is complicated is when you go to the bank, you acquire customer. Customer belongs to a bank, not to a particular branch.
Now the transfer of accounts also from the home branch to the other branch also is started happening now. So you don't have to you can take the home branch anytime, anywhere.
There is a lot of
Initially, the ICC has recently introduced this option.
Yeah, same account number can be written to the bank.
even a great so much transaction happening in the particular bank also. Whereas Canara Bank, they are saying that there is do not be any branch name for that particular. Because customer can do anywhere any transaction. So slowly this transaction branch concept is going out, but still it is currently present in the.
The just example is the Canara Bank thing. So Canara Bank, who is at the Canara Bank, there is no mentioning of the branch name. So the support is anywhere bank.
So it is just for internal reference to immediate it is done as to deal with the business.
And even related case for loan processing and other things, other products, it will be easier for him when he go and contact his home branch.
And for the branch targets also, it is easier for the branch to get the customer level target and their revenue.
So, just taking to the next slide where how it was there before CBS, since a lot of senior bankers are around here, they would have known the impact, how the transaction has taken place from one place to another. So there will be a huge ledger like this where people will be carrying from one corner to the other corner, and they use different colored pen. Maker will be having blue color pen, and checker will be having green color pen, and keep on rotating the pens, and they will be doing all these things in the ledger. And if there is an error, they will use the marker. So it is quite a difficult task for the old generation people before CBS was there. And it is not real time also. When the transaction takes place, it will take place in the UOD only. So customer will not be in a position to know the exact balance on that particular day. And there were quite a lot of changes which has happened over the period of time. The interest calculation and all the calculation used to happen manually. And it was a very difficult task at that point of time, and the wait time was more for a customer. The customer will be given a token and he has to wait, and the officer has to check what is the balance in his account, and then it has to be written and it will be given back, the amount will be given back to the customer. So the wait time was enormously high. And now after the CBS had come, the wait time has decreased, and now for making a deposit or withdrawal, customer not even need to spend 5 minutes or 2 minutes for the case. So this was just explaining the maker checker process in the olden days was very much complexity, and he had to maintain different ledger, daybook has to be maintained, and everything has to be verified. And it was a very cumbersome process those days. And now things have changed with the system into the place.
This is not even the core bank, even before the computerization.
So
some of the statutory
some of the statutory things are also becoming very difficult. According to section 42/2 RBA Act, collection of each and every week collection has to be reported to RBA, and this is a very cumbersome process older days, where the branch has to report to the regional office, and regional office will do the reconciliation and send to head office, and now head office has to send it to RBA. So now it is just a single click from the core banking system, and that information can be directly sent to the RBA.
And if you see the branches now, they have started focusing on the customer servicing and the revenue targets. Meaning that just forwarding the reports to the head office. Because earlier days it is the most of their time as was spent in reporting to the regional hubs and then central hubs. So now the efficiency has come in so that because of the help of core banking system.
There is one more small thing that is public about the TCC Reserve Bank website, the data center.
Yeah.
door open to RBI itself.
Yeah, on April 1st, it will be like directly all the
And some of the server connectivity is
So-
established.
So real-time connectivity from the bank's data center to the RBI's data center will be coming effect from 1st April.
So, what are the issues faced when the CBS was introduced? So, this was an era when people opposed for this core banking system. Employees opposed because they thought attrition will be more, they will be sacked if this system comes because everything was manual at that point of time. And there were a lot of issues being faced at that point of time. Training had to be given to the people, to the public sector bank where they were around 50 years of age, they have to get trained in the system where they were not at the point of time. And the complete transition took place, and also the migration of the data from the ledger-based system to the core banking-based system, it was quite a task. And there were very few players initially when this core banking system was set up, and very few functionalities were there. And later, those were taken care, and even the customer-based problem, they have to get the new account number. And
Changing the account number, changing the password, changing the way that they used to go to the branches.
Number of digits also.
From 3 digits to 30 digits, 14 digits now. And if you wanted to relate these kind of problems, now that UID is the best example now. How the people are opposing, and then how the other departments in the government of English also started talking about is the security things are there or not. So this was discussed, and there are a lot of problems being discussed at the time of introduction of the computerization and the core banking system initially. I think this UID also will be a successful project. So initially there will be a lot of opposition by talking about this points.
so, if you see in the application what core banking system brings in, and it is basically used for recording the transaction, and it maintains the customer information, calculate the interest on loans and deposit, etc. And instead of having the huge ledgers in your place, it is carrying a digital format, and the same software can be installed across the branches, and there is a centralized data center where all the information gets captured, and centralized place you can view the customer information. And the advantage of this is customer can do his transaction through internet banking or ATM. Anywhere banking facility is also possible through this centralized core banking system. So after this core banking system, only this concept of electronic fund transfer, RTGS left where possible instantaneously. And
Now, in addition to this, MMID also comes so that we can transfer to any customer account to their mobile number having a MMID number 24%. So RTGS and NEFT that we are seeing some restrictions in terms of the time. We have to transfer money to the other bank customers within the time stipulated by RBI for the RTGS and NEFT. But if you go for NEFT, MMID mode of transfer, you can do 24%. So ICC side, if you look at the ICC side, everyone was given with the MMID number who has registered their mobile number with the bank. So similar, there are some partner banks which are also registered in the same side, so that we can transfer money to anyone 24% anytime.
even recently that Victor came where number of banks had a tie-up on any ATM you can withdraw money to the if you have a Bank of India account holder and you can withdraw from ICICI or HDFC. That was there, but it was earlier was not possible. When you have account in Bank of India, you cannot go to ICICI to get money, and it was a great transition which took place over the past 2-3 years. And even in the stock market, if you see, if you want to invest money, immediately you can transfer money from your account to the broking account, and immediately you can get the exposure and do the trade. And similarly, in case of payoff, when the settlement happens, immediately you get credit to your SB account or whatever account you have. So that is the
one thing that has happened is that earlier you were able to withdraw money from other banks or issue was more in switch cost. Now in NPS, NPCA which is NFS.
This I can manage. National Payment Corporation.
so These are the different channels at which you can do the transaction. One is
You can access to the bank account through the internet banking, through the branch banking, through teller banking, and through ATMs and through the branches.
And most of the new generation people have forgotten this particular banking called branch banking. Earlier days, my father used to say that they used to have a good relationship with the customer and they used to call by the name of the customer, their relative, etc. Because those times the wait time was more and they used to inquire about their children, their parents, everything. But now, new generation people are not walking into the branches and all it's being done through either through ATM or through the electronic
So
branch.
now, the recently also we heard from sir that there is a lot of service to put under the new generation banks for the branch managers to reduce the cost just for transaction. So that is what we are doing so that the service on the other part and the sales on the other part can be completed and we are just doing the normal debit and credit in the banking.
So regarding this clearing system, there was a check truncation scheme which was introduced. Earlier the check clearing system was taking a lot of time. Now it's just an image which has to be sent to the bank, and after seeing that they will just do the clearing part. So there are a lot of things like ECS, NEFT, and enabling this T+2 settlement on equity market, and if it is done through inter-branch, it will be like immediately it will be settled. So there are a lot of
One of the trouble and error prone and time consuming area in the banking. So most of the Tamil bankers can throw some light on that what exactly kind of problems all the
Picture this
clearing systems.
check truncation bigger the challenge is image issue. Second, it is held back by the presenting. For example, suppose other student is writing a check on another bank, service bank on bank account. The check does not travel physically to the that's a big problem. Physical transfer of the check instrument creates issues in terms of timelines, accounting, interbank settlement, all that stuff. After the introduction of RTGS, every bank is expected to maintain its SLR and all its statutory obligations based on the negotiations on a continuous basis. Earlier it used to be a lag. And say, suppose if you have a qualification of X, let's say 25% of that one on that day for the next 1 week. That's not the case. Today it is on a continuous mode you have to do. Therefore, this is a big challenge for central in terms of making these electronic checks extremely hard. Third thing that we see that is the truncation here. RBI sir now is doing only for Chennai and they are themselves not sure about the English qualification. The fourth is biggest problem is interception, quality of data, quality of all those technology related. I think we settle down. As we see more and more ECS and RTGS and NEFT coming through, these things clearly itself is right. In fact, there is a clear roadmap given on this RBI issued document. It says at this point we are no clearing on this.
So on the security management, risk management also, this CBS plays a major role where this disaster network plan was there, and if the flood or anything, natural calamity happens, all the data which is being stored in the data server used to get damaged. So there were backup plans which were taken, and the backup was taken in the different region or different country altogether by the banking system provider. And authentication of e-banking customers and accountability for e-banking transactions are also possible to minimize the threats and system. But there were a lot of fraudulent incidents, also fake email IDs, and so there were RBI and bank insist that don't give you a user ID or password. Bank never asked for user ID or password of a particular person. So there were a lot of awareness also started, so that people start using this because the old people used to just say that it's just like fraudulent activity which can take place easily. So awareness campaign has been given through bank and through RBI, so that people start using ATM and the internet banking. And And one of the recent developments which has happened is this NPA management. So earlier this used to happen manually. Now RBI strictly told all the bankers that it has to come from the system. And from 2011, we can see the NPA increasing for all the banks because it is from directly from the system and it is not being manually calculated. So that is one of the major things which has happened from March 2011.
Basically, I know manual manipulation.
And all the digital rural banks and cooperative banks also started moving and migrating their data to the core banking system. Just after hearing the input and related instruction from RBI.
So we are just going to see about the infrastructure which are required for this particular CPS thing, and there are various things like servers are required, backup and disaster recovery site, and some supporting systems and security systems which are required for this core banking system to be functioning in the front end.
Because all that we know is only a core banking system, which is one application. There are so many other applications related to the core banking system to run effectively on the job. So there is something like switching systems and then servers related to that, and network connectivity, bandwidth availability, and ensuring 100% availability of the network connections, security measures, and then disaster plans, and most important, the report tools.
So
Now we are moving on to what we have used in our own KGA course, where we started with the core banking solution. And this will continue, and then we will be continuing with the core banking solution, which gives a lot of value-added advantage.
So in the year 2008 and 2010, we were using a system called FlexCube, which is supported from Oracle Financial Services Limited. And then from 2010, we shifted to Fidelity Information System. We migrated all our data from FlexCube system to Fidelity Information System. So we had an in-between intermediary system which was built in-house and ran for 4 months or 5 months.
BBS.
So what is
Yes, I think. I thought bank
So this is some of the features.
all of them are available right now?
Yeah.
All these?
We can also show you a demo once this is
There's an online demo is also there on the next.
So since they are restricted to only known part, so currently the only known part is being enabled in the system. There is no deposit or any other products which are available in the system. So it's basically a customer coming to a branch, getting his account getting opened and disbursement taking place for a particular product, and repayment happens, account closure, we do some partial payment, so interest calculation, everything, all the things gets reported in GM, and finally the report MIS is being circulated end of the day. So basically it's just a cash recording kind of thing, and information can be obtained anytime in MIS is being generated from the system. So
Just to give more detail on the what exactly the FAS features are. So FAS is a simple integrated core banking system which has many modules. Currently that we are focusing on the loan modules, and then we are using some of the integrated modules which is required for the branch to function smoothly, like a financial module and a financial accounting module, cash management, and customer information module, which is a very basic thing that where we go to customers and then start offering products. So once again, as like another core banking system, it is also highly configurable, so that you don't need to go for a customization everything. So highly parametrical, something that we can say that we can change the business, change the product structure anytime, anyhow, without even making major changes in the system and in a day or two. So the business can be transformed easily without depending on the huge development to take place in the system.
So the TAT is maintained whenever a new requirement comes from a manager saying that this is what required for this particular time period, and immediately that product can be configurable and it can be offered to the customers who is available.
What's the normal pack?
Normal time for product creation will be like 10 to 15 days. With full product testing, full life cycle testing. So, just we have discussed about the architecture of this core banking system, where it is available.
This was the very configurable part. So, and then, so what exactly the core banking systems? It's like real-time memory that we discussed in them. And availability is the most important thing. And then multi-tenancy, multi-language, multi-entity platform. Currently also this is the application which we are currently using at KGF, which is a multi-entity platform. So we are able to onboard many KGF entities now. So that itself is a good example for multi-entity platform. And the data privacy also at the time that we are ensuring that so that one entity or the one company's information is not shared with others or not accessible. So we are also giving a permission for any other bank at the same time that we are ensuring that data privacy is ensured. And once again, it is a browser-based accessible, it's a user interface so that it can be accessed from anywhere.
With any platform.
Any platform. And the products like it supports for term deposit or current account or the savings account or any question account. And then on the loan side, that we can see consumer loans, mortgage loans, term loans, all type of loans that can be currently that we are using three types of loans: consumer loans, term loans, and revolving.
Currently, this part is not there. Deposit part is not there, but this can be enabled once we are supposed to do those kind of products. Basically, why we went for the system is it is very easily parameterizable and it's a very low weight engine system and it's very user friendly. So that is the reason why we have gone for this particular fidelity information system. And
Yes, one thing, you are saying that highly so that last question, how do you need it? Highly extendable component architecture. So this is an MTL architecture or is it?
Yeah, so it can be integrated with any other switching system like ATMs. Tomorrow you can say
Are you saying there is one more box?
it can be integrated with any other channel interface.
if you want to have handheld devices, mobile or pocket machine, or you want to integrate with any of the system, it can be done. And all the information will be thrown back and forth.
That is the integration testing, how does it work?
This one is creating a component architecture. So modular approach. Even if you see in our case, the calling modules had not been very
Okay, but then you will decide only at the administration level.
So that's a component from the component part. So they have just installed only one part. They have not done the reporting part. If we want a reporting part, we have to just install it.
Yes, sir, plumbing.
And then it will be available.
Just like if you see our
All the modules will be component and
Yeah.
just like
Puzzle type, you need only this.
just like you see our customer management system, now we are able to connect to the financial system, to the web interface. And that's why ISO 8583 methodologies are similarly that lot of methodology that we can explore to extend to the connecting to the other pieces of the
You said this is browser based, right? So usually, is it only having a user ID password or should it be installed like how an SPSS or some security?
So, you see, there are three modules which are there integrated with this. One is like web CSR and web backend, which is like to just like you can only view the particular customer information. You can create an account, you can view the customer information. There is another particular thing called teller, where you can enter the cash which is received from all the financial transactions. For that, Java platform.
an additional component for Java needs to be installed. Most of the operating system comes with the Java installed Java. Yeah. Otherwise, we need to install it with the module.
That's it. So otherwise, I need to have a web browser and a user ID password.
You can access on the mode.
Even we tested this in tablet and it was working. So other thing is that it is supported in different platforms. That is why we have gone for this particular system. If tomorrow we want to have in IBM or Linux, we can just shift to the other platform and we can try whatever.
ZOS is Mac, eh? Not Mac. No, you haven't enabled it for Mac.
Sir, but Mac has shown the code writing.
Mac is too secure, that's why they can't use it.
Whenever any Apple product, you would refer to. That's all.
This is what we call code
The idea is to do this, so the application is platform independent.
Highly flexible system.
When you say platform, you mean the operating system?
It's not only the operating system or the physical blocks of the server,
Database.
or the database, anything related to run that requires to make the system run from running for the branch.
One slide back. Database is part, we are using GT.
GT.
Database. So, we are not known as Oracle in GT. It was a choice. But the choice was supposed to come with price.
GT is very popular.
It's open source graphical database.
Yes.
And but we get code from that. Yes. Limited code, but it is there. But the beauty of this database is that it can handle multiple transactions. In one of the slides, we have mentioned that per transaction or per second we can handle 3 more transactions. And it can support up to 3 more accounts. So scalability is there. All in the health industry in US, they follow the use of GPU.
So we have got the financial help to them.
Even in India, the medical transaction, people go to
Taking
the
us to ourselves also, otherwise
Yes.
then we got the money to Oracle.
And some of the
No, but GPU probably is a little bit cheaper, no? But
It comes kindly.
capability technology.
Anything that is prepared in
But yeah, our application is running on the client's source.
data source.
So this is what I mentioned about CSR, So this circular, you need the Java platform to be installed in the system. Other two,
They show you a demo.
So instead of web CMS, we're using our ISO proprietary CMS application for servicing the customer. That is for permanent workflow and to
See, just to add up, web CMS and web client is basically in case I want to expose the services to customers, you can do it. So it has an integrated machine. And one is global customers. Not that much is no sir, it's just it. Tomorrow will come very no, it is
website how mobile is some mobile is to everyone. We will start accessing through the GPR service.
Okay.
So we'll go through about all these modules.
Yeah.
So can we show that? We show some of the screens like how we open up.
You can alt tab plus to go to it. That's not.
So this is the PD teller where all the financial transaction will be taking place. So it will have a loan disbursement which can take place, loan payment and the loan payoff. I will just run you through an account opening process and how normally it used to happen. So we can, whenever a new branch gets added in our KGFS, it will be linked to the system and you can see all the 108 branches which are available in the KGFS arena. So it will be linked and it will be given a proper branch code and branch name. It will be mapped and each and every wealth manager in the branch will be given a user ID and password. And basically the user ID is classified into 3 types. One is the teller who sits in branch and does the transaction, the wealth manager. And second one is the manager ID, who is the supervisor of him and who sits in HQ. And third is the SCA ID, who is the ultimate super user and who has all the authority of creating product change, creating an interest rate change, everything. So we are classified into 3 types. And if you see this is the customer information screen of the CBS. So say for example I have a customer called, so these are all the customer list. I can just search using his name or his ID or URN, whatever is available. So say for example, I want to create a customer for this particular guy who has walked into the branch for getting a jewel loan or a JLG loan.
This is what the demo data.
Yeah. So you can also check whether this customer has any account by just viewing the account list. He had already taken a JLG loan and that account had got closed on, you can see the information about this customer by clicking this particular account number. This is the 12-digit account number which gets generated from the system. So he had taken a loan and he had closed it. So you can see the transaction also here. What are all the transaction? So in the chronological order, the transaction will be displayed in the system. So here take
This information, if I was that customer,
Yeah.
I can also pull this.
yeah. So you can demand for a statement of account also at any point of time. So it will be immediately
Internet banking.
yeah. So immediately wealth manager will take a printout of this and it will be handed over to the customer when a transaction is being done. And
This was that customer.
okay. So I'll just run you through one of the account creation, and I'll just post one transaction and show how a transaction being posted real time. So this is the customer information, customer name, address, and his ID proof. KYC information will be available and this customer number is also available. So these are all the different products which are available in the system. So say for customer is demanding for a emergency loan or a JLG loan. So it will be offered to the customer.
What is the expiration date you put? 2030 or something?
So
That is the year in which jewelry will go out of fashion.
So actually, if you see, sir, in the banking scenario, each and every product used to come with an end start date and expiry date. So since in our case there is no start date or expiry date, we used to put a date which is away from that particular.
That can be extended.
Yeah.
Like the seasonal products. See, they used to put the timeline forward.
So seasonal products say it will be only for 3 months.
3 months product, 2 months product, then different date. So till this time, this offer is
Say, so since this is a 50-week loan, so you will get a drop down here, and it's an unsecured loan, and disbursement date is 2nd of March, and once all the information is provided, the application will be processed, and immediately you will be getting an account number for that particular customer.
Now the 59,162, where is the service sitting? In
No. So we
See, the dashboard number there is on the file.
okay.
Am I right?
No. So this is the account number for that customer. So it has a meaning also. 5086 is the branch code for that customer, which is Karambayam. 401 is the product code of that particular product he has taken, and the last 5 digit is the running number.
First code is this, next code is this, last code.
Yeah. So this. Yeah. So we have a URL, we have a customer ID, we have, if a customer comes for an account creation, we have an account number also for him. So we have,
Why are you having so many reference numbers? There cannot be one unique ID.
yeah.
What happens next? Suppose source is starting you are which is getting called from here. Through that 16-digit number, you can come to know each and every relationship the customer is having. But CTP also provides one more separate to have one more internal ID, which we don't export to the customer. This is internal to us. We generate automatically whenever the profile gets shifted from CS to CS. So that is internal work, never export. But in case of Axis Bank, what we are doing is that we are exposing not only URL as well as custody of bank. So whenever that thing happens, yes, it is met as per the part of the process. So when he wants to do transaction, he can even flash that kind of exit line to the URL of KTP.
So once this account number is generated, the wealth manager will copy this account number and he will do the transaction loan disbursement in the PD teller where the cash is getting recorded. So what he will do is he will just paste the account number and immediately the transaction code is populated, and this is for loan disbursement, and the amount will also get populated. This is the amount what he had put in the application form. So immediately he will do a cash out. So for the simplicity, we have just given it, we are not confused with payment and receipt. So if it is cash going out of the branch, it is cash out. If a cash is coming in, it is cash in. So for a...
Sorry, and he cannot enter control D. He just press control D.
Yeah, so no need to do any operation, we have to just put the control D button. I'll just clicking the loan disbursement. I'm not doing anything, I'm just pasting this account number, and once this account number is validated, it will immediately this amount get populated, and I have to just do the control D and immediately, and he can also give some notes that is remarks also he can just give. This is a test case, so I am just giving test, and immediately he can post this transaction. Once this transaction is posted, again he can go back to the same screen and he can view the transaction posted information, whether the transaction got posted in it. So since this is real time, immediately it will get reflected, and since we have a processing fee to be collected from the customer, 50 rupees immediately once the transaction is done, upfront fee. So that will be done by the wealth manager.
It will allow transaction to go through in spite of not recovering 50 rupees.
Actually,
There are multiple ways of calculating the product. We can debit it from the loan which is disbursing and deduct it from the loan which is disbursing.
Directly.
And then we can extend it to 50 rupees also. The third option is to collect the upfront, and the fourth option is to make it as a percentage. Here we have gone for the third and fourth option for product.
So if you just give the required account number, and immediately this transaction code will appear, and you have to just do a cash in entry, and you have to just post this particular transaction, and you will refresh to view that particular transaction whether it is posted or not. So that is being posted, fees has been generated, and you can just click on this and see who had done the transaction at what time. So it is being done by an ID called K0003. It is a debit entry, and it is being the machine name also will get captured in this. So
Here we get making it as upfront fee or collected as the first installment is to make sure the customer whatever loan amount that he asked for is given to the so that he will not get a feel that something is wrong with it. It's not getting money.
okay. So here you can able to see his immediately you can see his projected activity. That is, once the loan is given, we will give a repayment schedule, what customer has to pay on a weekly basis. So you can see that his next due falls on 9th of March, that is 7 days from today. So he had to pay 225 rupees, and immediately his balance will be, outstanding balance will be this much. And this sheet is also getting printed out, and it is being given to the customer once a disbursement is made in the field. And there are other options like when a customer comes for a loan payment, there is an option called loan payment, and the same thing he had to just. So 225 rupees is the transaction amount, and it can be posted. And
So what happens in that case, system automatically defaults to that particular value. Whatever goes there, now system automatically asks for 25 rupees. As customer defaulted to 2 days, 3 days, so we have interest.
penal interest.
System would have known 225.30 per day. So we need not to enter the account. You just enter the account, just put a tab, show login.
And whenever customer comes for a pre-closure or a final settlement, the loan payoff tab has been clicked and similar process is being carried out to close this account. So whatever is the current due to be settled, system will automatically demand. No need to check anywhere, and they will just cash in and they will close the account.
The cash in or cash out being entered here, which validates the bank's cash positions and it relates to the cash positions of the bank.
So if any transaction has been done erroneously, and immediately those transactions can be reversed.
That is restricted to the current day transaction before the confirmation of the inquiry and after the previous.
So once everything is done, there is a cash count which needs to be done by the wealth manager. This physical cash and system cash, he will do a tally kind of thing, and he will click the submit button. If it is not tallying, he can also take a MIS and check whether it is tallied or not, and before signing off doing the EOD, and it can be validated. So this is regarding the posting of transaction, and I will just run you through this web admin part, which no one have a control, which we only have a control on this particular thing. This is because this is a vulnerability thing where the interest rate can get, you can do all kind of super.
This area covers the admin module, starting from the security management and then the user management and then managing the super class users. So on these and the user is connected to the roles and to get configured and use it. So again, this will give only to the super user.
So here you can see how to create a product, how to offer a product, how to create a GL, how to configure a report using the query mode. Everything can be done here, and user creation, change of user ID password, changing a permission. Say for example, if a teller has been promoted to a manager, so his user ID needs to be, user class needs to be modified. If a person resigns, his user ID to be disabled from the system. And similar in the case of interest rate change or processing fee change, whenever there is a new requirement or a new product request, everything can be mapped, and whenever a new branch is being opened, everything can be done, and it is just a flexibility. Which
So the branch can be users of the other users of the PDFs.
So this is something we thought we can just show. So these are the rankings we got through one of the website. So Infosys Finacle is rated number 1 in the current rating, and is being used by
Number of sites, number of banks, number of clients, and the usability, and price, competitive price, and various parameters there, and
the flexibility level. So basically, they have seen more regarding this flexibility part and user-friendly part, and number of error, number of user.
There are many parameters that are trying to rate the banking system.
What is you have done this rating?
So there's an Intron system. They have done a survey in all the banks across the globe, and they have given a rating, and this is being published in Times of India and Economic Times also. So we got this rating actually. So Infosys Finacle is rated number 1. This will be used in majority of the banks like ICICI Bank and the Bank of India. And Fidelity Information System, this may be a new system in India is concerned, but this is being used in most of the Gulf and European countries. It's basically a UK-based company, and in India, ICICI Bank uses this Fidelity Information System. And this FlexCube is operated under Oracle platform. This is also been one of the major supporter, and a lot of MFI and regional rural banks started using this. Do you know what Axis Bank uses?
Or like Infosys.
Bank of India.
Bank of India.
Most of the banks use Finacle. It's number 1.
So our BJP is used to number 1 and number 3.
So we are using in 2008,
And now we are also integrated our CMOs to the number 1, number 2 access. So we use all the 3.
Well, work pretty seamlessly and fast. Right?
Sir, if you really see, we have seen all the corporates.
And shortly you'll be seeing the system also.
Now we are going to see
Which one? Fifth one. Oh, we're going to use that.
TCS is state bank.
Temenos is moving up on the ladder quickly just because that
They are mandated myself.
and microfinance sector they are moving much faster for offering to the microfinance institutions.
So there are quite a lot of core banking system now in the place, and there are hefty competition coming across.
400, 500 such core banking applications. We gone through the complete online demo. We are showing some of these slides. Like online demo, if it is not possible, then we can show this.
So these are some of the reports what can be generated from the system, and our people uses these reports. Cash transaction position, we know the cash position of the branch, and the detailed days fraud report, it's like a day book report, what are all the general ledger posting we have done, and the day-wise demand chart for the particular day or over the period of 4 days, 5 days, what are the demand, what are the customer dues are coming today, so that the follow-up can be done for that customer. And the loan motive report to track the MPAs and other things also can be generated from the system. So there are a lot of reports which are useful for the ground people, and a few reports which are useful for the management to overall how the position is. So these are some of the reports which are extracted from the system.
Quite a few, right? 12.
This is Sanford. This is Sanford. How many number of reports you have already done?
All these reports are self-configurable.
That's right, but how many reports we have done already? That the reports are standard.
We have some standardized report of 49 reports already there in software.
Right. Wow.
But more reports can be configured because you know the entire data structure of the system, and whenever an ad hoc requirement comes,
Something can
this one can be, report can be.
That's one beauty about Linux. We can make it to whatever.
So you know the query, you can just modify it and
They're using MySQL, right?
yeah,
No, sir.
GTM.
Oh, GT.
Oh, okay. Gandhi, suppose I have missed out a transaction. I have already kicked in the EOD. How will you rectify this?
So what's the backdated stuff?
Validate.
So first of all,
Validate. Or suppose, how much way the validate process takes?
first the cash will not get carried. Then there will be a mismatch.
So that is the reason that we are asking the users to post the cash denomination for the interface.
So the cash will not carry.
If any mismatch, they have to be reconciled. Even then, that if they are able to reconcile, they can post the amount of transaction in the respective GOs.
Otherwise, backend process will not start.
No,
Actually, process is an independent activity. We are not
So then how about the sure? Suppose let's say, okay,
So exception reporting happens in the next.
very nicely, and you can see the general lecture saying that there is a cash shortage here, reflecting with 500 rupees or cash itself.
Even banks also nowadays they are not clubbed with the branch confirmation for the EOD to start the EOD activity at the back end.
So they, what
they
can
are
we
able
do
to
is,
contact the branches or they will not be because of that other branches was confirmed the EOD. Not there. So the next day morning that exception reporting start happening and then it gets resolved for the.
Even the risk management perspective, a lot of banks have insisted that there should not be any kind of opening of any earlier day. Should be by way of a backdated transfer.
Exactly.
That will be good. Validated.
Yeah.
Not backdated. Validated.
So that is the same standard practice, the standard being followed at our
Risk perspective.
And your entire process must be running on a centralized mode or on a decentralized. That is, each branch it will run and then
So branch has to confirm their cash position by giving their cash information and confirm all the transactions. And it is a centralized mode of running the interest.
what time is
So we have set a time for 7 o'clock. So post after getting a confirmation from users and taking all the backups and all the required things that we need to generate.
We will be better if we can't, so we can explore the then probably 45 minutes.
we can do an extraction of 10 to 15 minutes, because we normally take some 10 to 12 reports from the system on daily basis. like loan over report, there is one chart and all transaction reports. Some few report you take from the system and trial balance generation is also possible.
And there is one major report, universal report, all data.
All data.
Data. It has
All the information.
all the data. You can't expect more than this data. Whatever your passenger data.
Yeah, and whatever is computed internally within the system also is there.
So if you have this system, basically the CA system. You know what I want. So that becomes the baseline for all the data.
And this data is in text form or PDF?
Any format.
It can be configured in Excel or in CSV.
RTF or
That
whatever.
will be really text.
Text form, so that it can be,
Readable in any.
yeah, visible.
Yeah.
DOA protect this.
You don't last week
You mean the suppose everything they take is
So this is a sample screen which we showed in the dashboard. Important is that we wanted to hear from the audience.
Somebody took a session some time back, this mobile transaction. Since people have, the shopkeeper will also have that system on the mobile. So it's mobile cash. You don't need cash at all. So I come there, how many clicks, I press it, it goes onto your mobile, okay, receive 3,000 clicks, whatever you call it. And I buy myself a new laptop or whatever. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, so just coming back to the question, so we have seen that how the core banking system has changed the complete banking system. So similarly, that what is going to come up next? Technologies also keep on
Every day, technology is being repeated with another new kind of technology.
Today, your ATM of ICC bank is a bank. You can do anything in ATM. You can go ATM, transfer funds, you can
Sir, but what if I want to keep all my cash in my pillowcase?
it's very easy.
I want a virtual pillowcase.
You are a bit of bargain.
So what we are seeing is like the ICC and Infosys also have recently done a study to see what next in the banking system. So they have come up with 4 things on the 4 C's of the banking. Which are there are still some things to get on the areas. Like, the first C is consolidation. It is not just consolidating their banking transactions or other banks' transactions. There are other areas related to the banking and financial industry, like integrating with the insurance aggregators, integrating with the retail chains. So those aggregation and the consolidation also needs to happen. That is the first C. The second C is the customization. The customization could be at the cost of the time or the effort or the cost. So the consolidation needs to happen in a very easier way. So it has to be highly parameterized. So that is something that still yet to come in the core banking opportunity. And the convenience. Though we are saying it is 24 bucks or availability, there are still an unmet banking population. Large. So those are getting met by the microfinance and the financial inclusion industry. So that is another opportunity for the core banking industry, which most of the banks and the core banking solution providers are started looking at. And the concerns, some of the concerns, there is a 4th system. And the concerns like most of the banks are saying like how do we respond to the customer immediately? How do we improve our customer service? So that is something that we also have started working. Like the customer, the first thing that when we started looking at the banking service with our banking partner for our BC, immediately we started working on the service status, making it online. So that is how all the banks and the customer service industry and the core banking solution providers also started looking into the concern. These are the 4 C's which is getting adjusted to the next banking system. And we are seeing one more like a core banking system. SAP is also getting with a bigger manner coming out the SAP banking solution, which is getting used largely in the European countries. And most of the IT companies who are well versed in the core banking systems are also equipping their team to get familiarized on the SAP banking. So people are expecting SAP might change the complete scenario like the banking system, or either transfer the complete banking system.
We also seen that Android platform is another platform where it can be used because we are seeing this Android platform is being
ICPPH we are using Android.
Yeah. So that can be another change around which can happen over a period of time, which people have never thought of banking to be very simplified.
One more thing that is likely to happen is number portability.
So that
That's already
happening. That's what I always explain.
Yeah.
But down the road, with PRDA and authentication, you can use PRDA as a key
For anything. Correct.
It will come. First week, it will come in the next 3 days.
And even also that for the transactions and the contact, the mobile number is like UAD.
It's already there. But UIDA, as it's being talked about, especially for our type of customers, as being talked about for the purpose of surgery and all those kilometers before, it will happen.
Yes, we have the importance.
Thank you.